Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is The Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. I was asked the other day if I made boxes, and if so, could I do a video? Well, I do, but I don't do them very often. So I have made a box for today's stamp set of the week birthday celebration. It's all really focused on the designer series paper. So let's begin. So this is the box. This is the lid. Ta-da. And then I've got the base is here. Now what I've done is I have created a picture frame. I'm just going to tilt it so we don't get too much. It's got some of the ephemera in it, and I've created a happy birthday with a bunch of flowers. And then I needed to put my gift into a box, and I've created the lid, and there we are. It's as easy as that. So what we need to do first and foremost, I do have another frame. This time it's with a birthday cake and balloons. Again, trying to not shine the light too much, so hopefully you can see it and it doesn't shine too much. So I need to put a box onto this. So how do I go about it? So the first thing I need to do is I need to know how large it is. So this one is 7 inches. Okay, so I've got myself a piece of paper and my pen. So it is 7 inches. But I need to do it so it's 7 inches this way, so from top to bottom, and it's 7 inches from left to right, so that's twice. Okay, so that's top to bottom, that's left to right. Now I need to work out how big the side is. So this measures just over 1 inch all the way around. Okay, so I've got on the left side there's 1 inch, on the right side there's 1 inch, on the left side there's 1 inch on the top, plus there's 1 inch on the bottom. So there's an inch there, inch there, inch there, inch there. Okay, but I actually want to make it double, so I'm going to make it another 1 inch because it's going to fold in on itself. So that means that's 2 plus 7, 8, 9, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So my first piece of paper needs to measure 11 inches, and the width of it needs to be exactly the same. So my first piece of cardstock that I needs to be 11 inches by 11 inches, which is exactly what this is. So it's 11 inches by 11 inches. So let me reiterate the sizing on this. So the box is 7 inches along the bottom and up the straight. Okay, so along the bottom and up straight. It also is just over 1 inch deep. But because it's having a lid, I'm not going to worry about it being too much. So I need to add 1 inch to each section. All right, so that's why it needs to be 11 by 11. Hopefully that makes sense. Now I need to do the lid. So again, the box is still 7 by 7, but I don't want to have a double fold on the lid. So the 7 is for, and the other 7. So you've got 7 here and 7 here. Okay, I'm only doing it 1 inch at a time. So it needs to be inch top and bottom. That's 1 and 1. And then it needs to be 1 inch left and right. That's 1 plus 1. So that gives me 8, 9. So the lid needs to be 9 inches piece of paper wise. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And the rest of it is simple. So our first piece of cardstock is 12 by 12, which is the base. I then have a piece of designer series paper, which is 9 inches by 9 inches, which gives me the lid. I then have a piece of Night of Navy, which measures 5 by 5, a piece of white cardstock, which measures 4.5 by 4.5, and then I have the balloon ephemera that is the same as the one that's in the box or in the frame. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to score our Night of Navy. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. Here we go. And I need to score it at 1 inch. Where have I put it? Let's do this. I'm going to score it at 1 inch and at 2 inches. They are my 2 centimeters. That's the 2 inches that are here. The 1 plus 1. That's 1 and the 2. Okay. And then going to turn it and do exactly the same on all 4 sides. So 1 inch, 2 inches. Turn it. 1 inch, 2 inches. And I'm going to turn it again, and then that's 1 inch by 2 inches. Right, let's also do the designer series paper. So this needs to be 1 inch. However, because I have a double thickness in the side of the box, let me show you, bring this box in. Because I have folded it over the double thickness here, I want to make sure that the lid is going to fit over. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that instead of this side being right up against the side, it just needs to be a hairbreadth over to the right. And then I'm going to mark it for the 1 inch. Okay, that's 1 inch. And I'm going to turn it and then bring it back a hair's breadth and score it. And I'm going to do the same again. Bring it just a tiny bit across. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a tiny piece of paper down there just to make sure that each time it was exactly the same size. But I am just going to estimate on this particular one. Right, so there are my lid. Oh, there is my lid. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to burnish the score marks. So I'm just going to go over, and I want to do it gently, not too, it doesn't have to be too firm. Now I'm using here the 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. So when it tears, it has that white core, which is what it's meant to do. But I'm actually just using this to create my box. There we go, 12 by. Perfect. So all sides are now folded. So what I don't need is the end 3 boxes. So I don't need this one, or this one. And the same on this one, and this one. Just need this section here. So it's the 3 boxes on the outside. Okay, so they need to be cut off. So what you can do is you can go straight up, like so. And then what you can do is to mitre the edge here. And mitre is just to cut off an edge. Okay, so you've got that triangle section. So straight down with an edge there. All right, and then we're going to do the same on this section. We're going to go up. You've got that flap. And then you're going to just cut off with a mitred edge on the side. You can now cut that section. Okay, so it's actually got, each corner is going to look exactly like this. Now, let's do it that way so you can see. So you've got like a step version. Okay, so we can do that on all 4 sides. So on this one, we just need to cut off our section there and mitre it. There we go. Fortunately, my jinglings are jingling too much. I do apologise. It's how I differentiate from which is paper cuts, which is ribbon, scissors. Okay, so I'm going to go along to there. You just use one pair of scissors for everything, or like me, do you do the have different scissors for different things. So I'm just going to miter that corner off. There we are. And then the final square. Oh, I need to just cut those corners on there and on there. Okay. So let's, oh look, I haven't done it on that one. How funny. Right, so this, let me just hold it still for a second and you can see. So this is what the square is going to look like, or the base of the box is going to look like initially. So then what we need to do is we need to give ourselves a tab on each side so we can stick the sides together. So that's what this little square here is for. You only need to cut up on one side. So you've got your score mark, you're going to cut to the left of it, up to the first mark here. There you go, straight up, like so, and it folds over. Okay, again, you can do a small miter. One up there, and there. So you've got like a little tab. Okay, now we're going to do that on all four. So again, you're going to cut to the left of the score mark, fold that over. You can then miter either side of your square, which gives you that little tab. Okay, so again, to the left, fold that over. That's one, and then you can miter it to there. And then the last one, again to the left, fold it over, and then goes like so. Right, so that is all the cutting we need for our base. So the next thing to do is we are going to fold over our double layer and burnish, like so. And again, just making sure that the double layers fold over. This helps to strengthen the box because we're not, or I'm not using our normal designer series paper. Sorry, cardstock. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to glue these down with my multi-purpose. So I'm just going to put the glue on the top flap, and then I'm just going to fold it over and push it down, making sure that this flap is still free. I'm going to do that on all four sides. There we go. And fold over. And that is why the border for each of the 7x7 is 11, because I had a 2-inch side, but I'm actually making it a double thickness of a 1 inch. Okay, that's that one. And then the last one, we're going to do the same and bring that over. Now, you can just put the sides together, wish, like so, no problems at all. Or you can bring your box in and you can work around it so that you know it's definitely going to fit perfectly. So what I need now are my glue dots. So here are my glue dots, and I'm going to put a glue dot at the end of each of the tabs. So glue dot, yeah, that's it. And then it's there. Okay, so that's one glue dot there. We'll do the same on this one. Now I'm just using glue dots for the quickness of the video. You can use glue. You could use double-sided tape. Anything that you feel works best for you. As I say, I'm just going to use glue dots for this. So there we go. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now is bring up the side and make sure that the... Do you know what? I stuck that on the wrong side. Isn't that bizarre? So I'm going to take it off. Let's put it on this side. It would make much more sense if I put it on this side. I do apologise. This will work. There we go. So that'll go onto there. If that doesn't work, I will add another glue dot. Let's turn it round. Good job these bits aren't going to show. Oops, come on you. That's it. And you can go on the inside as well. Perfect. And then the last one. Oh, come on. Come on, you can do it. Oh, that one's too much with paper on it. So let's fold it over and put a new glue dot on. Doing well today, aren't we? There we go. Okay, so now we can put the flap up and bring the back up and push against the base, and that holds that one together. I'm going to bring that one out and bring that one up, and we can hold together. So let's do it this way so you can actually see. So there's the glue dot, bring that over, bring the base in and push. Okay, and you do the same with this one. So the glue dot gets pushed in and the side gets put in like so. So that is the base of our box for our gift. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to do exactly the same, but we're going to do it with our lid. So again, I'm going to fold and burnish with my bone folder. This is the one that is measuring 9 inches by 9 inches, and it's got the 1 inch border all the way around the edge for the side, but it's slightly smaller as we moved it slightly away so that it actually fits over the base of the card of the box. Okay, so there's nothing really to cut off like we did with the 11 inches, but what we do need to do is to do exactly the same here and make the tag. Because this is smaller, I'm going to use a smaller pair of scissors. So again, to the left, and I'm just going to cut up like so, and then I'm just going to cut off a little bit there. And the reason I'm doing this is if when I put that behind there like that, you will see that it shows through if it was to glue down. But by mitering it, that edge doesn't show. So that's why you're going to start from here and then just cut straight down. All right. And then that will go there. And then there's no showing through of the edge. Okay, so we've done that one. Turn that one then. So again, left hand side. And we're just going to cut that tiny bit off there. And that bit there. Do the same on this one. Turn it round. Bend it over. Pull that one down. So from the score mark, we're just going to cut all the way down. So we've got one more left to do, and that's this one. And then we're just going to cut up there, fold it over, and then we're just going to score there. Cut even, not score. And then cut that way. So that is what our layout of our lid is going to look like. Again, we are going to put glue dots on the correct sides this time, on the flaps. So let's bring in the glue dots. So one on there. A glue dot on that flap. Glue dot on that flap. That's it. And then our last one, just there. And that goes down there. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my box in. I'm going to lay the paper over the top. I'm going to hold it down, and then I can bring those flaps back in, wrap them around themselves and poke them down. So let's see if I can do these two, and then I can show you what I mean. So again, I'm going to push that down onto there and bring it down and make sure it's in place. You do the same on this one. You're going to bring it down. Okay, make that layer up and push it down in place. And then the last one, that one goes underneath itself, brings it down and it will layer in place. So there is our lid for our box. So the only thing we need to do now is to decorate it. So I'm literally going to put my 5x5 piece of Night of Navy in the middle. I'm going to stick it down with my glue. Like so. There we go. Pop that over. And then I shall do exactly the same with the 4.5-inch square piece of white cardstock. Now obviously if you wanted to, you could stamp something on this. I'm not going to worry, I'm just using the balloons, which means I don't have to use it for anything in particular. It could be just going to a party, it could be an anniversary. So by not putting a sentiment on it, I can use this box for whatever I wish. And I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to use the dimensionals. So I'm going to flip them over this time. I'm just going to make sure each of the balloons has a dimensional. There we go. One in the middle. And then I'm going to have a half a one to go here on the edge. So I just need to make sure. There we go. And cut that one, and that will go there. And then that can sit on there like that. So let's take the backings off. And our box will be finished. Oops, that bit didn't come off. So, have you created boxes before? Do you create boxes? Wrapping paper? Anything like that to make covers for gifts that you're giving away? And there we are. Perfect. I'd love to see photographs if you do. Put them, very welcome to put them in the comments below. All the supplies for today's video will be attached to my YouTube channel. If you wish to purchase your supplies from me, I would love you to. That would be amazing. If you don't have a demonstrator here in the UK, then please click on the link below and that will take you straight to my shop. I would appreciate it if you would click the link or the subscribe button. That always helps me make more videos. But thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to catching up with you on Friday when we do a funky fold. So take care everybody, and thanks ever so much. Bye!